Hey guys, so I thought I'd make this video for those of you who are going back to music school or for new musicians who don't know what type of gadgets you should be getting. First off, metronome. It is key to learning good rhythm. This is a very typical metronome as well. This one is actually like a dial. It's going faster, faster. I think this one is cheaper than this one, but in terms of practicing, I like the digital one more. You can actually set how fast or how slow you want to go by increments of 1, which is really awesome if you want to practice really fast passages that you can't quite play fast enough. You can increase the speed very, very slowly to actually trick your brain into playing those passages faster than you think you can. You guys need to get a tuner. This is the Korg tuner. They actually have a Metro tuner version of this. This is actually a Metro tuner, but this little baby actually cannot detect the higher notes on the Piccolo, which is a problem because Piccolo is like the worst thing to tune, and if your tuner can't even detect the notes on it, I mean, like, good luck. Most tuners these days actually come with a microphone. While it's like super loud in orchestra or band or wherever and you want to tune your instrument, but the thing is you're gonna end up tuning everyone else around you besides yourself. This actually picks up the vibrations only of your instrument, so the tuner can actually measure at what frequency you are playing the note. Pretty cool, huh? Depending on where you are viewing this video, make sure when you turn on the tuner that you are tuning to the correct pitch. When I am talking about A440, A442, A415, I'm actually referring to the frequency of the pitch. So it's actually 440 hertz is A. All of those are variations of the pitch A, but they are at different frequencies. So the lower it is, the flatter it is, the higher it is, the sharper it is. If you're in America and for most of Canada, except for Quebec, tune to A440. In Europe and in Quebec, it is A442. If you are in a Baroque ensemble, you need to ask which pitch you are tuning to. Are you tuning to A440 or are you tuning to A415? Correct me if I'm wrong, you can comment below. These are very small. They're very easy to bring around with you. However, it is very easy to accidentally turn them on, especially the metronome. I don't care if it is a Metro tuner and it's on the tuner function. It can easily turn back to the metronome function and it will just go off at the worst possible times you could think of. In a very quiet lecture hall, on the bus, in the airport. I always put this back onto the tuner function. I put the two in a little bag like this. It rarely goes off when it's in here. So the next gadget is a must, a music stand. This is my music stand that I bring around with me. The legs open up like that. This part is extendable. You flip it up like this, tighten it. This part actually opens right up. That is, if I can do it. There we go. So that is your lovely music stand. I personally love this one. It is actually really heavy. You're probably thinking like, why do you want your music stand to be freaking heavy? But it's so that it doesn't fall over. If you want this exact version, the brand is Apex. And here's the model number, okay? You guys ready? BS321. Are you freaking serious? I mean, really? Whoever gave this that model number, I think totally needs to get a pay raise. And it actually comes with this bag. It has a little shoulder strap for you. You look pretty awesome when you're carrying this around with you. I mean, you look like a freaking legit musician. I guess if you put it like this, you look like Katniss or something. I totally did the wrong way, didn't I? If you actually wore it this way, I think all your friends would laugh at you. This is the one that I had previously. It's basically like a thinner version. There are also even thinner ones, which are those silver wire ones. Those ones are really flimsy. If you put a book on it, it's just gonna fall right over. You want something with a little bit of weight. This thing that looks exceedingly wrong is a flute stand. So you pop your flute onto it. You can take off the peg, you can fold up the legs. This is the Hercules flute stand. This is actually a flute/clarinet stand. The flute will just rest right here. Most flute stand pegs don't look like this. Most of them look like this. Because this one is higher, when the flute sits on it, it doesn't move around as much as it moves around on this one. Although this one is sort of your typical length. Yeah, and it's called a peg, which I can't believe they called it this. This particular peg is called a telescoping peg. But I mean, you know, this is my favorite flute stand. I love this thing. This bottom part is extremely heavy. It has sort of these rubber grips here. When you put it on the floor and you put your flute on it, it really won't move around. There are a lot of really flimsy flute stands actually. Most of them, it's just the peg and you can actually fold the legs inside of the peg. I personally don't like them. Some people like it more because those ones are more portable than this. Although, you know, I mean, if you took that to the airport, I don't know what the airport security would say about it. If you are a flutist, you will most likely sometime in your life be called upon to play piccolo. And in that case, you will need this next thing, a Piccolo Peg. This actually came in a set. It's a bigger base, as you can see, and you can actually screw on the pegs onto each of the legs. Look how easy that is to assemble. You can actually interchange all of these because these are all made by the same company. A lot of people do just put their piccolo in their lap when they're not playing it. However, my legs are really short, so the piccolo will just roll off my lap. This thing actually came with a bag. I don't know why they didn't give a bag for this, but anyway, I have a bag. I don't even know what you guys are gonna think of me, but I use a little Hello Kitty bag. I talked about these in a haul that I did months ago. These are from Daiso. I think this is the B4 size. Let's pick some random music off my bookshelf. You can actually unzip the whole thing like this. These are just so good for carrying your music around. It protects the music without you having to really try to protect the music. The nature of this product is to protect whatever is inside. Another thing that I mentioned in the haul, tiny little screwdriver. This thing is actually for fixing glasses. You really need this for emergencies. If something falls off right before a performance, put this inside your case. Just stick it in here. If I can get it in. This next thing is for wind players. You must have cigarette paper. When you're blowing into your instrument, right? You're gonna have condensation, and that condensation is going to get to the pads of your keys, and those pads need to be blotted every now and then, especially when you can hear that they're sticky. I just got the original one. There's just a whole bunch of little sheets like this. I mean, you could get the powder papers that are made for blotting pads. I think these actually absorb moisture better than these do. In terms of swabbing out your instrument, never wash your flute. Please do not wash your flute. You're only going to dry the inside of it with a swab. This comes with a little string. Just drop this straight through the tube and you pull it right through and it'll just swab out your entire instrument. Typically I use this. This is a silk rag. This is my Flute 101 video. Very easy to wash this. You just throw it in with the rest of your laundry and then you hang it up to dry. For flutists, you should have a cleaning rod with you. I already showed how to swab out your instrument in this video, where all my terrible jokes come from. In terms of polishing cloths, do you really need to use it? Well, that depends on how acidic your fingers are. The acidic content in my sweat is very high. I actually have to wipe down my flute after every single time I play, or else I can actually make the rods inside the mechanism rust. I have before. Most flutes will come with a polishing cloth like this. There's another version of this, I'll show you. See, look, this side is actually thinner than this side. So you take the rougher one and you wipe your flute down with it. It'll actually loosen up the dirt and the grime and everything, and then you wipe it again with the other side. It picks up all the grime. These kinds of polishing cloths you do not wash, including this one. You use them until they are black and then you throw them away. The one that you can wash are microfiber polishing cloths. You can literally just throw it in with your laundry and then hang it up to dry. Microfibers actually pick up grime a lot better than these do. You can see how much I use it, right? That's pretty gross, isn't it? Yeah. If you are a piccolo player, do you guys see this little cork area? You need to have cork grease. Now, I know it looks exactly like a lip balm. Please do not use this on your lips. That's gross. I have heard of people using lip balm on the cork, which I also kind of think is gross too, but a little less so. The worst thing that can happen is if this cork dries up too much, and when you put on the head drum, when you pull it off, that you actually rip the cork. Also aimed for piccolo players. Please have earplugs. I cannot stress this enough. It's you must please have at least one plug in on the right side, okay? Because that's the side that you play. Without earplugs, you can really damage your hearing. What flutists typically do is you either put stuff in here. There is also a zipper here so you can stick stuff inside. If you don't have this, if you have the hard case, which is what most student model flutes have, I suggest getting something like this. Half of Hello Kitty's head is like gone. You can just stick all your little extra little gadgets in here, and there's this little clippy keychain thingy. You clip this right onto the handle of your case. Last thing, if you're in band, if you're in orchestra, if you're in some sort of an ensemble, if you are playing with someone, if you are practicing, you must have this with you, and it is a pencil. My fellow orchestra members will be able to testify that I actually use this exact pencil. The conductor will always tell you to do something a little differently than you are playing it. You have to make cuts, change a note that's wrong in the music. I stress pencil, not pen, because most of the time the music that you are playing are rentals. They are not your parts. You actually have to give them back. On top of that, using a pen in your music is not smart because you might want to erase it. Speaking of which, if you don't have an eraser on your pencil, I actually have like a little thing of, these are all erasers. Aren't these cute? These are so freaking cute. I bring these two with me. Do you really need it this fancy? No, I think it's just because I'm a flutist. Depending on your instrument, you will have different little gadgets that you need to get. Go and find out from your teacher what sorts of gadgets you should be getting and collect them one by one. I did not get all of this stuff that you see in this video all at once. Go ahead and comment below if you have an extra question. You can also go to my Facebook page, and you can also reach me on Twitter. So that is about it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!
I'm playing a solo suite there. I'm playing a suite of 3 tangos that I arranged for flute and orchestra.
Oh, lovely.
And then I get married.
By the way, if you guys think that my eyelashes look really scary, I think they're scary too. But I totally just burped. Ugh. Okay. It doesn't matter if it... Oh, am I holding the wrong one? I'm totally holding the wrong one. Okay, gotta do this again. Here we go. Whoa. Holy... Whoa. I can't believe I'm showing this on camera. This is so freaking funny.